Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to be doing a quick video about how we can use ProcFu's new features, AI features, which are the AI assistant and trained AIs, along with it's a newer edition of using the tools. So I recently worked for a client where the client wanted to automate their Instagram posting, and I thought I can redo the same project here and to the benefit of all the ProcFu users in the community. So this is what we're gonna do. So as an example, I've taken a a realty brokerage company. So I've got an idea here. So the company name that we're going to be dealing with is going to be Cornerstone Realty Group, and it's an Austin, Texas based, brokerage firm that basically helps people to relocate from California to Texas. And this particular real estate company now needs to post Instagram posts every day, and we will use ProcFu along with Podio to automate the whole process. Now we'll this into multiple steps. The first one is obviously to generate ideas. So if you want to post regularly to Instagram, you need to have a solid, set of ideas. So first let's do that. So you can go ahead and create a Podio app and then call it an idea bank or whatever else you want to call. So I have got a simple app here. I'm going to show you what it is. It's a simple idea app. So where we are going to have an idea, which is a text field, and then what is the idea belonging to? In our case, since we're talking about real estate firm, we are going to say neighborhood spotlight, relocation reality, new build problems, Austin numbers because we're in Austin, Texas, and then we've got Ask Cornerstone or Ask, whatever the company we're dealing with. Now, if you guys are a different kind of company, let's say a law firm, then you will have five different, pillars of law firm posts that you want to do. And then type, we're going to have a static post, carousel, and reel. In this particular example, we're going to be only dealing with static. And then the status, whether it is draft or done. It's fairly simple Podio app. And then you can go ahead and if I add a new idea, you see it's as simple as this much. Okay, so now we want to generate a bunch of these ideas and put it to Podio all at once. So what you can do is that you can go to ProcFu and make use of ProcFu's AI features. So if you go into trained AIs or AI assistant, you can go in, activate. I've already done it for my thing. And you can also activate the built-in tools, which is also done here. And then I'm going to go ahead and then create a new code. So I'm going to call this Cornerstone Idea Generated because our company is Cornerstone Stone Idea Generator. And then I'm going to do a label and I'm going to save this. This is where we start. The first thing I want to do is AI script. So I'm going to say Podio AI Ask General. So this is a Podio script that basically helps us make an AI query and then based on a prompt. Okay, so Podio AI Ask General is the function name, and these are the variables. So I'm just gonna copy this here to make our life easier, and then I'm gonna just do this. This is how I work. You guys might have your own way of doing things. So we are going to use the built-in tools of creating new ideas. Create means it will help you create an item in a Podio app. And the Podio app that we are referencing is this one. It's a real estate idea bank. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the app ID. So the ID is here. I'm going to copy this. So now we have an app ID. We are not going to use any custom tools. So this part I'm going to leave it empty. Item ID, this is not about any particular item of the app, so I'm going to leave this empty as well. And then we need a prompt now, a prompt basically to ask AI that will help us generate a bunch of ideas. So this much is our actual code. And then once this whole code is executed, I would like to know when it is done. So I'm going to add a logging step, which basically says account logger log. and then you can see the message and variable. The message is going to be ideas generated, and the variable is going to be the result. The whole result is not going to be added into log, but I still like to keep it here. Perfect. Now we are mostly done. The only thing missing here is the prompt. I'm going to save this. And then, since I've already tried this before, I'm just going to say 2. I'll tell you the reason why I'm adding a 2 over there. Okay. So this is our script. As you can see, you can come in here. If I search, here is the script. Perfect. Now let's write a prompt. In the prompt, what are we going to tell? We are going to ask AI that will help us generate a bunch of ideas. So in here, if you go back, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories, and we need ideas of all these categories. Okay, so I'm going to write a prompt. I've already written the prompt. I'm just going to copy paste, considering the time savings that will be involved. So here's my prompt. Perfect. I'm going to put it here, right? Then I'll read it so it's much easier. So what I'm sending this, you are seeding an Instagram content idea bank for Cornerstone Reality Group. And then we basically help tech professionals relocate from California to Texas. And then I'm saying that give me 10 post ideas. Why? Because we have 5 categories. So let's get 2 ideas each. Okay. Spread them evenly across 5 content pillars. So 2 per pillar, we get a total of 10 ideas. And then we are telling what the 10 ideas is. What does neighborhood spotlight means? What does real location reality means? What does new built insider means? We are explaining all the 5 things, right? And then I'm saying, what are the rules? Each idea must be one specific concrete sentence, not a vague topic, and it must be knowledgeable. So you can write whatever your prompt is, and this will generate basically 5 ideas. Now, once the idea is generated, I don't want it to give it to me. I want it to go ahead and create a Podio item per idea. That is where the built-in tools is going to come. So we are going to use a tool called create, correct? So let's go ahead and add it. So we'll say, what is the output format we need? So I'm going to say output format is an array of items where each item gives the idea, because what are the fields involved? We need the idea, we need the pillar, we need the type and status, 4 items. So we need the idea, we need the pillar, so it will choose one of these 5 pillars, and we need the status, which is always going to be draft. Okay, and then finally we need the post type. In this particular example, we are only going to create static posts, so I'm going to write type is always static. Perfect. We said this is the output format that we need, and then I will tell, once done, create these items in the Podio app with ID. So we've already got the Podio app ID. Either you can just copy paste and put the number here, or what I'd like to do is, instead of not repeating things, I'm just gonna concatenate that particular app ID. So I'm just gonna go ahead, copy this, put it there. So we have now concatenated. So the whole thing is ready for us. I'm gonna save this. Now if we run this, it should work, but it will not work. I'm gonna run it and tell you what is gonna happen. It might work, it might not. I'll tell you. So AI takes a lot of time to respond, and ProcFu generally waits for about 30 seconds, and it will then give you an error telling that this is timed out. So to make this whole thing better, we have already created a new script called as call the proc script in background, meaning instead of pressing run here, you can call it in the background, which then will go into a queue, and then any script in the queue is not limited by the 30 seconds. It can take however it needs to run it. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and then call it in the background. What is the script name? In this particular instance, script name is this one. I'm going to go ahead and run it. Now, if I run it, you will see that it will go into our queue. So let me show where the queue is. You can go into your account and here you will see the queue. So these, you can see that the error has already come in. Since we try to run it directly here, it's already timed out. Okay, so we are not going to do that. As I said, we are going to use the queue. So if I click the queue, you can see that I've already had a bunch of items done, right? And one other thing I also want to tell you that how much AI actions is going to be consumed for this particular act. I'm asking it to generate 10 ideas. I'm giving him this bigger prompt, and I'm also asking him to create those 10 items in the thing. So if I go to, you can go to your usage stats, and then you will have your OpenAI functions here or the code functions here, and then you can check how much each of it costs, right? So you can see that at the moment Cornerstone idea generator is there, which was 10, but this is my previous test. Currently the script name is generator underscore 2, so we can also check how much AI tokens was consumed. Okay, so this is saved. Instead of clicking run, I'm going to go to here, I'm going to click run here. So now you can see that it is telling that it is queued. So let's go ahead and check our queue. So if I refresh it, it will say that a new proc script is running. Now if you open the data, we are not passing any data. So sometimes if you might want to pass the payload. In this particular example, no payload is passed. If you check the logs, it will tell what is going to happen. Now it's going to take its time and run the whole thing, and then if it is successful, when we are refreshing our app here, it should show us 10 different ideas that was generated. You can see that it is already done. We have 10 new ideas. See, 2 per actions, right? 2 per categories or pillar we have got. So what are the ideas? Let's just open. See, the first idea is telling, can you negotiate with a builder? Yes. Expect to get price incentive, yada yada yada. So this is about asking the Cornerstone, asking the company. So Austin numbers. Cedar Park has recently received a 25 to 50% active listing. So, this is basically AI stuff. So depending on business, it will generate, different kinds of, ideas. So now if I go to my logger, it will show that it's still running. We have got it done. So it still says it's running, but our thing is already done. Anyway, let's wait for it to done. And now if I refresh here, if we go to the ProcScript code, you will see that Cornerstone idea generator 2 has come in. So at the moment, it has caused 2 actions. This is approximate 2 actions that was basically sending the big prompt that we wrote and then getting 10 ideas and then asking those, inputting those ideas into ProcFu using one of the ProcFu's tool. All of it costs us 2 tokens. Now, depending on what kind of questions you're asking, what are the answer you're expecting, token is going to vary. I'm just giving you an example of where to look for what. So now if I refresh here, it's still running basically, but it's done. Once it is done, it will mark it as completed. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this particular video where I have showed you how to use ProcFu's AI tool, how to use ProcFu's AI tools with tools that will basically create items in Podio directly. And I've showed you where you can check the actions. I've showed you why you are supposed to use the background script and not run it directly. Now, in reality, you're not going to be run it only one time, right? In reality, you're going to schedule it. So to schedule it, what you can do is that you can go to your account. You can go to schedule tasks and then you can create a new job. So it's generating 10 ideas at once, which means that every, let's say, 7 days, every week, I need a new set of 10 ideas. So you can copy this, you can put it here, and then you can say run proc script, and the name of the script is here again, and then you can say save. So what this will do is that it has created a scheduled task, and every 7th day it's going to run and it's going to generate new ideas and it's going to put it here. Now you can see that it is completed. If you look at the logs, it is saying that We picked up the script, we executed, and we completed. If there was some sort of error, it will mention here. Now, if you also go ahead and check the logs, it will show the the idea, etc., etc., because in my script I had written log and log. Yep, that's pretty much it for this video. In the next video, I will show you how to generate the actual Instagram post, and I'll show you how to generate the actual image that goes with the post. And that's pretty much it. Cheers, thank you.